Welcome to Culture at I-24 News. I'm Yael Wisner-Levy, filling in for Oded Grover. Thank you for joining us. Today on the show, we're going to speak to artist Ronen Sharabani presenting his installation at the Musrara Mix Festival. We'll hear about a seasoned Israeli oud player sharing his musical knowledge on YouTube. And we'll take a close look at the work of artist Pessy Gersch. The Musrara Mix Festival is an art and music event taking place in the neighborhood of that name on the border of East Jerusalem. The festival is organized by the Musrara Art School located there. The artist Ronen Sharabani is presenting an art installation created especially for the event, and he's here now to tell us all about it. Thank you, Ronen, for joining us.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. So tell us a little bit about the festival.
As you mentioned, it's located in the Musrara neighborhood, and it is hosted by the Nagar School of Art. And I should say also that it's hosted by the neighborhood and the people that live there. It's a public festival. It's open and invites the public to explore the events that are happening there during the festival, and also to explore the streets and meet the people, visit their backyards. You know, it's kind of a public in both direction, the people that visiting and people that live there.
And what's the installation that you're presenting at the festival this year?
So this, as you mentioned, it's a piece that I made especially for the festival, and it works with the landscape. And I really try to work with the theme and with the surrounding of the festival of Musrara. And what I did is just recording some imagery from the surrounding and then shift realities. And I'll speak about it later, but I wanted to say that to me, coming to a place like that, which is, you know, it's so intense and it's the core of, I would say, cultural, social, and obviously political situation, and it's hard to ignore that, and that's why everything around looks so beautiful, so quiet, but at the same time it's very intense.
So did the neighborhood actually inspire you to create the specific site installation?
Totally. Usually when I'm doing art installation, public installation, I'm trying to understand the space and the area, and in this case what I did is I recorded some imagery from the surrounding, and I brought it in to virtual reality. So I'm taking the real reality, if you can say that, and take it in virtual reality where I can change the rules or set new sets of rules and break it and transform it, and then I take it and project it back to the architecture of the neighborhood.
So you're actually combining between dance in the real reality, as you said, and computer simulations and others. What goes first? Take me into the eyes and hands of an artist. Where do you start? So
I think that in general, from my point of view, and also I think that from artist's point of view, you don't want to have an order or to obligate to some kind of order. You want to be open for any new, unexpected things that coming. So I knew that I'm going to work with the buildings, with the cityscapes. I knew that I wanted to work with the dancer, and I knew that I want to be in the border between game to reality or game to catastrophe. Something that we know that it's fun, but it's real life. So, you know, it's on this border. And what happened is that I took the imagery from the surrounding, and then I shot Ronen Ezra, the dancer. And then I worked together on the computer, taking some music that Avi Baleli and Galia Chai wrote, especially for this piece. And I started to mix them and see what happened. And then I listened to it, and I started to change accordingly.
But also as an artist, a site-specific exhibit such as this is a one-time thing. Is that frustrating as an artist, you know, to create one thing for a one-time performance? It's
both, you know. It's first of all, it's not frustrating because it's so intense to the point, it brings so much effort to it. So I wouldn't be able to do it for a long-term piece. And in this case also, it's you need to install the piece, you need to project. It's a lot of technical things, a lot of people that are combined. And actually, in the opening, Avi and Galia are coming and performing and playing live music to the work. So it's kind of an event. I would say that I would love to see it more, but it has the magical and unexpected points of it when it's a one-time thing. So it's.
But this is also not the first time you've dealt with East Jerusalem in your work. What is it about East Jerusalem that kind of draws you as an artist to the neighborhood, to its meaning, to its significance for many different people, obviously?
I think, in general, Jerusalem is symbol. It's symbol for us for so many years, and it's symbols for so many people, and. You really, when you go there, you see the intensity of so many points of view that located in one specific and small spot. I think that it's really, really strong, and it's strong also not from the political and social and economical point of view. It's also from visual point of view. You see, it affects the visual, and I think that when I'm working on things, I'm not directed to bringing in ideas, or I'm also enjoying it and playing it with it, and I'm thinking with it. And it has the aspects of visuals that is really, really important for me, and also aspects of concepts important for me, and also the aspect of existence. And by the way, the theme of this festival this year is expression called artsistence. So it's art and existence combined together. And I think when we think about the expression existence in Jerusalem, Musrara, in the area, it's so valid and it's so strong. Absolutely. So you cannot avoid it.
You've personally, as an artist, studied painting and sculpture, and now you're doing a lot of video installations. When you go to a project, how do you choose which medium from your wide array of mediums? How do you choose which one to start with?
It happened to be that every few months or a year, I'm changing medium in the studio. And so it will go from a painting to sculpting to drawing to prints, video, and sometimes it's even combined. As you see, some of the works are video projected on object or sculptures or even drawings. Right. So I don't pick the medium specifically to the project. It's a combination of a few things, but usually it could be that I feel that after a period of time that I'm working with a medium, I'm starting to block it, and I'm not in the conversation with the medium. I'm just seeing myself all the time, and the medium is not refreshing, and I can't hear the voice of the medium. So when I'm switching the medium, even if I'm staying with the same subject matter, some unexpected things are coming up, and it helps me to create.
And it evolves, of course, all the time. Ronen Sharabani, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
At the age of 81, experienced oud virtuoso Barum Ezra is making his expertise available to countless musicians through the internet, of course. Daniel Campus and David Yakin met with Barum to learn more about his life, career, and how YouTube helps him reconnect with the Arab world.
His technique and his picking speed are impressive, and so is the flexibility in his fingers. 81-year-old Barum Ezra is one of Israel's most seasoned oud virtuosos and composers. He not only plays a diversity of Middle Eastern classical styles, he could also play classical music on the oud, Brahms, Ravel, he can play it all. Born in Iraq in 1934, he spent his childhood in Baghdad and Basra. His life has been bittersweet since his moment of arrival. Barum's mother passed away 10 days after his birth. For him, music would become an important tool for self-expression.
It all began with jealousy. They got a violin for my brother, and I also wanted one. But instead, my family got me an oud.
The basics of his playing technique he would learn in Iraq under the guidance of blind musician Ezra Yamin. What he remembers as a happy youth in Iraq would eventually come to an end in 1951.
Our last days in Iraq, well, it had a bad situation for all the Jews. There was a law that revoked our citizenship. We got a deportation document. One way out of Iraq with no return. Very simple.
But Barum holds no bitterness in his heart and longs to return to Iraq.
I did manage to visit Egypt with Egyptian violinist Felix Mizrahi. And we met Fouad el-Mohandes, a very famous Egyptian actor.
هكذا يعبر أبو فريد عن فرحة السلام في كلماته وبرهوم في ألحانه ورافي بغنائه.
And it was precisely inspired by the peace reconciliation between Israel and Egypt that he composed the music of Hali Salam, a peace anthem which was played for Anwar Sadat on his arrival to Israel. Encouraged by pro-Sadat supporters in the media, the song was also played on the radio in Cairo.
It was during the normalization period. Sadat opened all the doors of coexistence towards the Jewish people. It was a beautiful period.
But beyond music, for Barum, it is also his identity.
I always had a very deep position that Israel is an Oriental country, a Middle Eastern country.
Now, decades after his peak, Barum is making a comeback on social media. Learning to upload his own videos to YouTube and managing to create a communication bridge with the Arab world. Gaining thousands of views from his videos, he is also an important marketing figure for the company Arab Instruments. Where he teaches lessons and tests different ouds.
They contribute a lot to my career because I uploaded many songs and I got very positive feedback from Saudi Arabia and Egypt.
He may be a forgotten figure for most Israelis below the age of 40, but if you go to the Israeli Broadcasting Authority and research his name, you will learn about this man's contribution to the Arab music scene in Israel. And there is that anthem which stands out. That song that will always remind us of the beauty of optimism. Hali Salam.
And now Mika Gorovich is with us to tell us all about the photographer Pessy Gersch. Mika, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. So today I would like to introduce our viewers a very special photographer. Her art is not something that you see every day, but definitely not something you can forget very shortly. She was born in Germany, and studied art at the Munich Academy of Fine Arts. Mm-hmm. She immigrated to Israel in 1968 and currently living in Tel Aviv. She's teaching art at the art department of the Witzo for more than 20 years. And she's now exhibiting her work of the past 9 years at the Pressler Private Museum. And this exhibition is compiled out of a few photo series. One of them is a covert photography in which she took a tin spoon that she has received from a family member of hers.
Here we see it now.
Yes, a Holocaust survivor. And she takes tiny animals that has been fallen victim to exploitation and extermination and discarded out of laboratories, research laboratories, and she dresses them, as you can see, in very weird kind of dressings.
Yeah, that definitely sends a message. If you didn't get the message by now, wow, that's a strong message to send through this photography.
Another series she has done is called the Kinderstube, which means children's room, in which she deals with the relationships between children and their parents, educational values and morality, and raises the question whether each child is a victim of its parents. And these are actually her grandchilds. And if you look up closely, you see that these are not tiles, these are encyclopedia books that fitted exactly this room. I love this kind of photography.
And where does she get her inspiration from? Is it more from her ideology, as we saw with the animals and the spoons, or is it something completely from a different world?
She just remains loyal to what comes from within, and that's what I really love about her. That's my inspiration from her. She doesn't do things that to please the audience. She just does what she feels right. Another series from the exhibition is the Perlins, where she takes chocolate boxes, and in the beginning you look at it and you see, oh, it looks nice, but when you look up close, these are baby mice. Very important to say that these creatures were dead before they came to her. Yeah. Well, this exhibition will be running until the end of July. And I really love this kind of art, and I recommend you go and see it.
Absolutely. Art with a very intense message. Mika, thank you for joining us. That's it from us today. Be sure to check us out on our website, i24news.tv. Keep in touch, of course, on Facebook and on Twitter. And, of course, join us again tomorrow. We'll see you soon.